Hey there guys, I am Sonic Ghost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we beat the Forest Temple, beat Ganon, and also we learned ourselves 2 new songs. And we're ready to head off to the Fire Temple, which is our next destination. But first things first, I'm actually going to return the Master Sword here and go back in time. Because there is something I want to do as Kid Link. Actually, there's 2 things I want to do really quick. And one of them's actually right here in Hyrule Castle. So, that's exactly where it is. So I'm just gonna go over there really quick. And I wanted to show off how that works. So basically, just put the sword back in the pedestal time, and you are young Link. If you want to become adult Link again, then you just pull the sword. And boom. That easy. So I'm just gonna run over to Hyrule Castle really quick. And you know that area where we were pushing those boxes around? Well, I'm gonna meet you over there really quick, so let's go. Okay, here we are. We're back at the Hyrule Castle. This is where we were, I believe, in one of the beginning episodes. I think this was actually the 3rd episode we were here. So what you want to do is you come to this tree. Now that we know the Song of Storms, play that, and then a hole will appear. So we're gonna want to go in there. And the funny thing is, I thought you can actually open this up with bombs, but apparently the only way to get in here is by using the Song of Storms. I always found that to be kind of funny. So you can get out bombs here, and one of these walls here will contain a Skulltula. I'm just going to blow them all up. I really don't care. I have more than enough bombs for this. I don't care wasting them. It's not that one. It's not that one. Okay, it's this one. I want to get rid of the Faker first. And there's a little known glitch to this guy, actually. The placement of the Skulltula is very funny. If you lock onto him and throw your boomerang, and right at the very second you grab that boomerang back with the Skulltula and step in that light, you'll warp out of here. You'll get the Skulltula token, but it will say you haven't collected the Skulltula in here, so you can get that Skulltula as many times as you want. And I found that to be kind of funny. And actually, I'm going to go back in there real quick because I need some bugs. Oh, and by the way, ignore the 4th bottle down there because I got that with something we're going to be doing at the very end of the episode, so just keep that in mind. I filmed that like a week ago, so that's why that bottle's in my inventory now. I did not mean to have that there. In fact, I probably should have just waited until I was about ready to do the actual LP episodes here. But oh well, I went ahead and got the bottle anyways. So just ignore it. And there's a good amount of rupees down here. Wow, surprise. So I'm actually now gonna go ahead and I'm gonna warp to the Death Mountain crater. There we go. Because actually, as adult Link, you don't see it, but if you warp there as young Link, there's a little soft soil patch, and you can plant a bean there. So, in order to do this, though, you have to first have the bully on fire and everything, but it's actually kind of funny. I never really would have thought that Nintendo would have actually put something like this, you know, being able to grow a plant in a place like this, because there's no way a plant would survive inside a volcano. That just doesn't make sense. Come on, kill the Skulltula, Link. There you go. So with that, don't check the beans. Don't check the soft soil, dude. Alright, so with that, let's get out some more magic beans and go ahead and plant those. And there we go. So when we come back here as adult Link, then we can go ahead and use that to get a heart piece, actually. So I'm gonna go back to the Temple of Time, go and pull the sword, and come on, play the song properly. You know what? Fine, I'll go slow. So I'm gonna go back to Temple of Time, become adult Link again, and I'm gonna meet you in Kakariko Village. You know what? Actually, thinking about it really quick while we're here, just to make it faster for me to get to Kakariko anyways, warping here. But if you come here, Death Mountain Crater as adult Link, and you ride that magic bean, you get a piece of heart. And there we go. Now we're starting a new piece of heart trend, so gonna have to collect a lot more. So I'm gonna wait for that bean sprout to get back, and I'm gonna now meet you guys in Kakariko Village. There it is. So with that, I'll meet you guys there. Alright, here we are in Kakariko Village. And I had to make it daytime again, so that's why there's no music playing, since I got in here right before then. But there's going to be a mini game we're going to be playing that requires it to be daytime, but before we do that, I figured now that we have over 50 Skulltulas, let's actually get our prize for collecting over 50 of them. And it's that guy right back there in the middle. And this one's actually a really good prize. Prizey? Wow. Bad grammar. Wait. Oh no, that must have been this guy then. Wow. Oh yeah, that was the guy that gives you the Giant's wallet. So the curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward. And it's a piece of heart. Very, very nice. And if you guys are following along and you don't want to collect all the Skulltulas and you're going for all the heart pieces, just collect 50. Because that's the only heart piece to get out of this. But I am going to collect all 100 anyways. I usually just only get up to 50 just to get that heart piece. But that's probably one of the best things you get out of that. In my opinion, it's not the best because the best thing you get from that is the Giant's Wallet, allowing you to carry all 500 rupees here. But heart pieces are very nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's very nice. So, we go over here in the shooting gallery. This is basically the same shooting gallery that we play as Young Link with our slingshot, but this time, the only difference is that these rupees come out at random. So, they're still the exact same patterns, but the pattern in which they come out is just different. So I'm just going to try to do this on my first take here. I'm almost out of arrows, jeez. This should be it right here. Oh, wait! Ah! The last one! Well, fine, I'll do this one last time on the screen. If I fail again, well, you know the drill. Alright. This is really not all that hard. It's just... I just barely missed that one by a little bit because I'm talking here. Jeez. Come on. There you go. Control stick, don't fail me now. Should be just one more, and boom. There we go. So here's a fantastic prize, and it is the big quiver. So now we can carry up to 40 arrows. Sweetness. Why the heck did I do that? I don't know. So now the last thing we're going to be doing is actually now we're going to go and collect all the big poes in Hyrule Field, but there's going to be one more thing I'm going to do really quick before we start doing that. And there's a heart piece we can get in Hyrule Field, and I'm going to see if I can get it now with the golden scale, because I believe it's supposed to come back with a different item, but if you have the golden scale you can just do it now. So, call Epona. I think I left her in front of Hyrule Castle, so I need to call her over here instead. And if I was right about that, my gosh. Epona the teleporting horse. Coming through the rivers at you. I have no idea what I was going for there. I think I was trying to go for like some kind of... What the heck was that, Epona? Come on. I think I was trying to go for like some weird announcer-like voice I have in the trailers, like coming through a theater near you, and I failed. Oh well. So if you go over here, this area we're going to be coming to for the big Poe hunting, but there's really nothing of significance over here besides an area we can get some rupees, but if you come over to this tree right here, and you bomb it, you could drop down into a hole and get a heart piece, so we're going to go do that really quick. So, bomb, blow up! Yay. And right down here, yeah, there's a Tektite. I'm just going to get rid of this thing. Just aim. And don't do that to me, control stick. There we go, that's perfect. So right down there, there's a heart piece. So I'm going to see if I can reach it. With the golden scale, I believe you can reach this anyway. So if you try to do this with a silver scale, you won't be able to make it down here, I believe. There we go. Heart piece, that's a third one, or another heart piece collection, so very, very nice. And now what I'm going to be doing is the big Poe hunting. So without further ado, let's get that started. Alright, starting off the big Poe hunt now. There's going to be 10 of these guys scattered throughout Hyrule Field, and this is where the first one's located. Right here, this little ledge at Kakariko. What I do is back up to it, and then I go as fast as we can with Epona here. And you see these little big ghosts. These are the big Poes. Like I said, there's 10 from throughout Hyrule Field. That one was hard to get because he was far away. And luckily, they're not always going to be that far away from you. So there you go. Big Poe number 1. And if I haven't mentioned this already here, well, I know I haven't, but this is all going to be post-commentary. So, oh, the next Poe here is right in front of the entrance to Lone Lone Ranch. Yeah, but this is all post-commentary because, like I said in the recording here, I did this about a week ago, so it's actually a lot of this I'm now remembering. Now, this guy's kind of tricky. Near that tree we bombed before, you have to go through a certain bush, and that'll trigger the location of this Poe. He's kind of tricky to get out of here sometimes, and I believe you have to leave the area and then come back in the Hyrule field to get these guys to respawn. So we'll take these guys back now to the ghost shop. It's right here in the entrance to Hyrule Castle. So get out my big poes. And I had to empty every single bottle for this. You want to do the same. Also, you may want to do this with a empty wallet. Why'd I go out? Huh. I don't know why I went out. But you want to make sure you have an empty wallet for this too. And this guy says, "Ooh, you're quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome too." Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised. I could read people's minds. If I look as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. You ready game, buddy? My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the great Ganondorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. Well, you jerk! The ghosts called poes are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I'll pay a lot of money for it. Yeah, and so we're gonna give him our big Poe here. And he says, "Oh, you brought a Poe today." Very interesting. This is a big Poe. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I'll put 100 points on your card. If you earn 1,000 points, you'll be a happy man. Yeah, so you have to earn 1,000 points to get the next bottle, and that's also why you want to have an empty wallet, because he gives you 50 rupees each time. But this big Poe here, you just saw, it can be found at the entrance to Hyrule Castle. You just have to pass that sign and he'll appear. I had to go around because it didn't appear the first time. Now this guy appears next to that ledge near the entrance to Kokiri Forest. It's, once again, he's kind of tricky. If you go to the top, then he won't trigger. Now this I had to wait for a while because I missed it, but if you come by that little rock right where we just were, then our big Poe appears. I actually went by there like 2 or 3 times, and I didn't get it to appear until I think the 3rd try. It was annoying. I don't know why it didn't want to come out. But each time I get all these Poes, I have to go back and empty my bottles. So now we already have 6, and I had to go back and empty them all. Well, next to this tree here, next to Gerudo Valley, you go ahead and a big Poe will appear. And I like this right here. After I get this big Poe, I don't cut this out. But there's another one right next door, and I trigger it. So, once I get back on Epona here, you trigger this Poe by going in this intersection right here in the ground, and there's another big Poe. I got lucky and got that guy as soon as I found the other one. That never happens. So with that, that's big Poe number 8, I believe. And this is big Poe number 9. Just have to go by that tree next to, well, it's on the east side of Hyrule near Lake Hylia. And boom, big Poe is ours. So let's go collect it. And there we go. So there's only one more, and we just have to, you have to go by the same exact place you were and go through these trees. I'm not sure how to exactly trigger this guy, but he comes out eventually when you go through there. And that is the last big Poe. Alright. It's not that hard, the only problem is it's very annoying that you have to keep on going back to the ghost shop and, you know, every 3 Poes. So let's give him our last Poe, and once again he says, "Oh, you brought a Poe, I'm gonna give you 100 points and 50 rupees. I do wish I came in here with like an empty wallet, because you can get 500 rupees from this, and I already had basically 450 when coming in here, or I think 440. But after you give him enough, he says, "Wait a minute, wow, you earned 1,000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Is that what you expected me to say? Because of you, I have extra inventory of big Poes, so this will be the last time I could buy a ghost." You're thinking about what I promised would happen when you earned 1,000 points. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. And then we just get a bottle. In my opinion, this bottle isn't worth it. But I need 100% here, so I have to go for the bottle. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. That was a very long, drawn-out process. That took me about 20 minutes. So next time, we're going to go off to the fire temple. I'll see you guys then.